Hi, welcome to M3 Yoga, where we use mindful, meditative movement to release tension and stress in the body and mind. Okay. All right, so yes, as soon as it starts to get cold, the body does start to tense up a little bit in reaction to that cold. I know I get it in my shoulders. We were talking about the low back. So I was tempted to put the heat on this morning, but I didn't. It is chilly though. All right, so we're gonna use a strap today to kind of release the low back. So if you have a strap, just have that handy. And we're gonna start laying down on your backs. So just take a few moments here to settle in and settle down. Even my mat feels cold. Whew. So just take a few moments here to just check in with yourself. Notice what your thoughts are right now. Notice what you're feeling. Notice where you're feeling. So Vanessa mentioned feeling anxious, and it was nice that Claire reminded us that nothing's wrong. It's okay to feel anxious. That is a normal response, a normal emotion that you have when your brain has certain thoughts, whether your thoughts are concern or worry for someone that you care about. Being anxious is normal. But what we want to do is just try to process those feelings. So just check in with yourself and see if you are feeling anxious or whatever you're feeling. Notice in the body where you feel that. For me, when I feel anxiety, I often feel it in my stomach. My stomach feels a little queasy and fluttery. So just identify where in the body you're feeling what you're feeling. And then see if you can breathe deeply. And all we're trying to do is process the feelings. We're not trying to avoid it. We're not trying to smush it down. We're not trying to cover it up. We just want to process it so that we can lessen the intensity of that feeling. So if you think about the feelings that you have every day, 50% of them are going to be good and 50% of them are going to be bad. Or feel good and feel bad. But they all stem from our thoughts about what's going on in our lives, what we're thinking. So maybe you can change your thoughts knowing that if you're worried about your son's going to be okay. He knows what he's doing. He's going to be careful. It's okay for parents and moms to feel anxious. But let's just try to lessen that a little bit. I'm just using that as an example. If anybody else has anything else going on, you can process the feelings the same way. Just locating them in the body, noticing your thoughts that are creating those feelings, and then just breathe deeply. In through the nose and out of the mouth. And then let's gently hug the knees into the chest and just rock left to right. So you're getting a little stretch in the low back, and then we're just kind of massaging out the low back on the floor. You can make some circles with the knees in one direction and then the other. And then from here, let's gently lift the feet up towards the ceiling and just feel what you feel, maybe in the backs of the legs, a little bit of tightness. And just point and flex the feet. You can make some circles with the ankles and with the feet. You can keep the knees soft if you need to. And on our next inhale, we're going to take the arms up overhead. The tops of the hands are going to reach for the floor behind you. And then as you exhale, let's hug the knees into the chest You have the option to lift your forehead to your knees. So take a deep breath in. Arms reach up and back, feet lift. Exhale. Hug the knees in. Just notice where your body is feeling maybe a little tight. Exhaling, hug it in. We'll take both feet down to the floor. Feet are going to be mat width apart. Arms will reach away from each other. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. Let the legs fall right and turn your head to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, legs go left. Turn the head to the right. And then just take a few breaths like that. Inhaling up and exhaling over. Trying to release the neck as you turn the head. And release the hips and the low back as you let the legs drop side to side. And then we'll come back to center and we'll reach for our strap. We're going to start with the left foot. So the left foot is going to come into the strap. The strap is going to go around the head and place it underneath the shoulder blades at your upper back. Making sure it's not twisted. Mine is twisted. Okay. 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 So, you can tighten your strap, you can loosen the strap. You want to have it high up on the back. Try to relax the neck. Turn the head left to right a little bit. Releasing the neck. We're going to let the right leg go straight along the floor. And we're just going to pause here, but we'll start with a gentle bend as you inhale and a little bit more of a straighter leg as you exhale. Inhale, soften and bend. Exhale, reach and stretch. One more just like that. Inhale, nice soft bend. And exhale, reaching up towards the ceiling with the left heel. Relaxing the shoulders, let them pull down away from the ears. And relax your arms to the sides. Feel the low back grounding down into the floor. So a really nice way to focus on the back is to focus on the areas around the back first, keeping the back stable. So the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, the hips, the IT band, that'll all help release tightness and tension that you might be holding in the low back. Take a deep breath in here and a full breath out. And then we're just going to soften that left knee and we'll reach the left leg over to the left. Try to keep your right hip down. The left knee can start off bent and then you can gradually start to lengthen the left leg. Try to keep the right shoulder down. Maybe you turn your head over the right shoulder. The leg doesn't have to go far. Some people like to have their leg way open, and that's super open in your hip. For me, my hip is really tight right now, so I'm just going to keep it up high. Thinking about the toes moving back just a little bit. But everybody's body is different. Some people can really be open right at the beginning of the practice. For others, it takes a little bit longer to warm up. Especially if it's a little chilly in the room you're in. So take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bring the leg back to center. Soften the knee. Let the leg go over to the right. Full breaths here. Relax your left shoulder and then lengthen the left leg over to the right. You'll feel your IT band, the whole outside of the left leg. Nice flexed left foot. Again, the leg does not need to go over too far. Try to stay down with the left hip and the left shoulder. And just let the leg reach across. Flexed foot. Think about grounding down through the back to stay supported. And those full deep breaths in through the nose and out of the mouth. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, soft knee. We'll bring the left leg back to center. We're going to take the left foot out of the strap, let it come down to the floor with a bent knee, and we're just going to put the right foot into the strap. So right foot comes in, left leg goes straight. Easing into the hamstring here. Inhale, nice bend in the knee. Exhale, maybe reach the leg a little straighter. Inhale, a little bend. Exhale, nice stretch. Inhale and exhale. And then let's pause here. Let the back of the leg lengthen. Shoulders pull down. Back is supported by the floor beneath you. Belly is in strong. And just breathe. So relaxing the leg. Relaxing through the back. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Relax the muscles in the face. Allow the blood to just flow down the leg. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, soften the knee. We'll just reach the right leg over to the left. Doesn't have to go very far. And then just lengthen. So you're pushing your foot into the strap like you're pushing on the brake of a car. So just pushing in, then trying to relax the whole way up the leg, the inner thigh and the outer hip. The left hip stays down. If you're feeling anything in the back that doesn't feel okay, then just bring the leg a little bit more back to center and soften the knee. You don't want to feel strain on the back. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is some serious chipping going on at one of my neighbor's house. It's been like 3 days. I don't know what they're chopping up, but it is loud. Okay, take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, let's bring the leg back to center, soften the knees, slide the foot along the strap over to the left. Take a full breath in and then relax. Soften the outside of the right hip. The right shoulder is down. You're reaching the foot away from you, pushing it into the strap. Relax through the shoulders. Soften through the muscles in the face. So at first, the pose might feel really intense, but as we breathe through, we can start to relax into the pose and have that tightness soften a little bit and become a little less intense. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let's soften the knee. We're going to bring it back to center, let the foot come out. Both feet are going to come down to the floor with bent knees. We're going to take the left ankle, cross it over the right leg above the knee, a gentle sway left to right here. So trying to keep the upper back and the shoulders right where they are, just getting some movement in the low back. If anything feels like it's tweaked or it's hurting in the low back, don't go as far. Just little movements here. Starting to stretch out the low back, getting some movement into the hips. We're going to bring the legs back to center and then reach for the back of the right thigh and draw the right knee in. A little sway of the shape of the legs to the right. Let your right knee come into the right shoulder, and then just pause here and relax. Relax the shoulders. Relax through the neck. Breathe with ease. So often when we feel tightness in the low back, opening up and relaxing the hips will really help. Especially in this pose where the back is completely supported by the floor. So just allow the left hip to open. We'll bring the shape of the legs back to the center and extend the right leg if you can. Doesn't have to be straight, maybe you're just extending it a little bit. If you have the foot reaching up towards the ceiling, see if you can lift your head and upper back off the floor a little bit, drawing the belly down, shoulders are down away from the ears. And then maybe you take your hands a little higher up on the right leg, maybe at the ankle, maybe you reach for your foot. Just find a spot where you can have soft elbows. Relax the jaw, maybe tuck the chin, pull the shoulders down. And then maybe you challenge your balance a little bit by rocking left to right. You'll have to use the muscles in your core to make sure you don't go too far over. So just engaging the belly a little bit, relaxing the shoulders, a gentle sway left to right, noticing what muscles need to participate to keep you up and centered. We'll take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, relax the head. We're going to let the right foot come down to the floor. So with your left ankle where it is, you're going to let the shape of your legs drop over to the right. And if your left foot touches the floor, great. If it doesn't, let it come up and step on your thigh. And we're going to take your right hand and try to reach for the outside of your left ankle. So if you need to bring your foot up, you can. If you can't reach, then don't worry. We're going to take your left knee and just reach it forward a little bit. Turn your head to the left and relax through your low back on the left side. So this is getting nice and deep in the low back, as well as the hip. If it's too deep with your left foot on the floor, bring it up onto the thigh. And if you can't reach with your right hand, no worries. So just pause here and breathe deeply. Try to relax the left side of the low back. Open up through the rib cage. Use the power of your breath to release tension, tightness, and to process whatever it is that you're feeling right now. Take a nice full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you can release, you can let your left foot just come down to the floor. Both knees are bent. Even out your back. I was laying on something. I'm laying on a pen. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, arms reach up and back, arms lift, and exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the legs in. Good, the left foot comes down to the floor. Right ankle crosses over the left leg above the knee. And this a gentle sway left to right. So you can just make this movement small. Maybe it goes bigger, but nice and slow. So if you start to feel something doesn't feel right, then just gently pull the belly in and down. Use the strength of your core to bring the legs back up. And then once you come back to center, left knee into the chest. A gentle lean over to the left with the shape of your legs, and then draw the left knee into your left shoulder. And just pause and breathe. Relax through the shoulders. Relax through the hips. Soften any tightness that you might be feeling around the low back. And then we'll just bring the shape of the legs right back to the center again. We'll extend the left leg upward. It doesn't have to go all the way up, but if it is up, see if you can lift your head and upper back off the floor. Relax the shoulders. And then maybe you take your hands a little higher up the left leg. Pausing here, relax the elbows, soften them. Maybe tuck the chin to help release the back of the neck. And then a gentle sway left to right, noticing how the core has to be involved, or else you'll fall all the way over. So when you go a little too far over, draw your belly in and down. Use that core to bring you back to center. It's a nice way to maintain balance. And then when you're ready, let's release and just let the left foot come down to the floor and your head come down. The legs are gently going to drop over to the left. If your right foot touches the floor, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. The right foot can come onto your thigh. I'm not sure if I said right or left. It's your right foot. If it's on the floor, you can take your left hand and hold on to that right ankle, and then gently push your right knee. It doesn't go very far, maybe just a tiny bit. You'll feel this in your low back on the right. If it feels like too much, just lift the foot a little higher. Try to keep the chest open and the right shoulder down. And breathe. So modify in any way you need to. Try to open up through the right side of the rib cage. You can roll the head left to right. Feel a rise and fall of the belly as you try to release any tension in the low back. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, release. We'll come back to center. Let the right foot come down. Knees are bent. Hug the knees into the chest. You can rock left to right a little bit, and you can roll to one side to bring yourself up to sit, or you can cross one ankle over the other, rock front to back a few times, and rock yourself up to sit. So once you come to sit, just check in, notice how you feel in the hips and in the back. If you're not comfortable seated, get something to sit on. So a big bolster or a cushion off your couch or a bed pillow is always a good option. So just sit up a little bit higher. See if that makes your low back and your hips feel a little bit better. If you're comfortable on the floor, then you can just stay seated on the floor. But you'll notice that my hips are a lot higher than my knees, which is taking the strain off of my low back. Okay, so once seated, let's just take the hands on the knees and gently move the spine in some front to back and then some circles. So just inhaling, lift up. Exhaling, pull back, and then from back, just kind of roll to the left, all the way around in a circle, and then from the back, roll to the right. So just kind of leaning to the right and around and back to the center. Again, let's inhale, come forward, lift the chin, open through the chest. Exhale, pull back. We'll round to the left, making a nice circle, lengthening the spine, and then pulling back. And then we'll come forward one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull back. Rounding to the left. Reaching the crown of the head away. Round to the right. Come back to center. And then come up nice and tall. So we're just going to gently twist here. So sometimes if we're feeling tightness in the back, gentle twists can be helpful. So this is not going to be deep, and we're just going to flow with the breath. So as you inhale, take the arms up overhead. As you exhale, we're going to twist left. Left hand comes down, right hand just gently reaches across. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist left. Good. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, up. Exhale, right. And let's just do one more time, both sides. Inhale, up. Exhale, left. Good. And then inhale up and exhale right. Good. Then we'll come back to center, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the hands up, interlace the hands, and then let the hands rest at the back of the head. We're going to relax the shoulders a little bit. If you'd like to switch the cross of the legs, you can. Let the shoulders melt down the back. Head is leaning into the hands. Lengthen through your spine. Take a full breath in, and then exhale. Gently hug the elbows in and let the head drop. Try not to pull the head down with your hands. Just let your hands rest there. Inhale. Come on back up. Lean the head back. Elbows out to the sides. And then exhale. Head drops. Really relax the shoulders and the neck. Inhale one more time. Leaning back. Lengthening through the spine. And exhale. Drop the head. And then keeping the head down, let the hands come down onto the knees, and then just a gentle roll. Left ear to the left shoulder. As you inhale, exhale, let the head drop down. Inhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale, drop down. I know for me, as the weather starts to get cold, I get really tense in my shoulders and my neck. Inhale to the left. Exhale down, inhale right, really pull the opposite shoulder down, exhale down. One more time, both sides. Roll the ear to the left, lift the head, lean it back, and then drop down and roll to the right. And then come back to center, to neutral. Let the soles of the feet come together in front of you. A nice big diamond. Inhale tall, and then exhale, fold over your legs. Let the head drop. Relax the neck. You can let your hands be on your feet. Your feet are freezing. You can rub your feet, feels good. Put your fingers in between your toes. Just let the head drop. You're really releasing the inner thighs, the outer hips, and the low back here. So this is a nice, gentle way to open up the back in a forward bend without straight legs. If the legs were straight, we would be putting a lot of strain on the back. But with the legs open, we're supporting the back by opening up the hips and then letting the back go. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then slowly make your way up. Okay, we're going to come on to hands and knees. So if you'd like to feel a little extra support under the knees, feel free to put a blanket there. Folded blanket if you have one. Okay, so once you come on to hands and knees are going to be underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, and then we're just going to take 3 breaths here. If you're feeling tightness in your low back, when we inhale and drop the belly, don't drop down as far, just really, really small here. So as you inhale, curl the toes under. Think about a gentle drop, so the elbows are soft. Maybe you're kind of bringing your chest down. Try not to take this too much in the low back as you lift your chin. And then exhale, tuck the chin, push the center of your back up towards the ceiling, tops of the feet press down. Inhale, curl the toes under. A gentle drop of the belly, but lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. Curl the toes under as you inhale. And exhale, round. Let's come to neutral spine here. We're going to take the left foot back. Toes are on the floor. The right hand is reached towards the front of the room. If you're having low back pain this morning, I would suggest keeping the foot down. If you want to try and see how your back feels by lifting the leg, then you can lift it. If you're lifting your leg, draw your belly in a lot so that your belly lifts towards your spine so that your back is really super strong here. Back foot is flexed. Face is parallel to the mat. Shoulders are relaxed. And just breathe here. Any strain in the low back, just drop the left foot down. Pull the belly in. Take a nice breath in here. And then as you exhale, right hand comes down, left toes come down. We're going to pivot the right foot to the right. Roll to the arch of your left foot. We're going to let the left hand reach up towards the ceiling. So if you feel like you have an arch in your back, pull it in. Take your belly button and feel like you want to bring it to your low rib. So pull that in. If you're able to lift the left leg, you can try that. Keep the belly in. Make that exaggerated so you're not leaning back. You're almost trying to push your low back out behind you. If you would like to come into side plank, you can cross your right ankle in front of the left. Keep the hips lifted. And breathe here. Belly is strong. Hips are lifted. Face is relaxed. You're able to breathe. Beautiful. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly come back down onto hands and knees. We'll bring the knees narrow, big toes touch, hips sink down towards your heels, forehead drops down, and then let's take the backs of the hands by your feet. Let your shoulders round, so you want to have space between your shoulder blades. Forehead is down on the mat. Completely relax the muscles in the low back. Feel relaxed in the space between the shoulder blades. Relax the neck. Full, deep, even breaths. Using this pose to quiet down the mind and staying focused on just this moment here. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we'll come back to center, hands and knees. Knees are under the hips. one breath here. As you curl the toes under, gently drop the belly, lift the chin, and then exhale, round. Tops of the feet come down, let the head hang. And then neutral spine. The right foot goes back, left hand reaches towards the front of the room. Take your belly and pull it in towards the ceiling, but relax the shoulders. You can keep your right foot down, or you can lift. Once you lift, see if your belly sinks down. If it does, pull it back up. Feel like there's something right above your low back that you're trying to get your low back to touch. Breathe deeply. Belly draws in, hugging in towards your center. Shoulders are relaxed. Finding that balance. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let the left hand come down. Right toes go down behind you. Pivot your left foot to the left. Roll to the arch of your right foot. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So again, if you feel like your back is arched, pull your tailbone down. Pull your belly button as if you're trying to let it touch your rib cage, the bottom of your rib cage. Hold it just like that as you try to maybe lift the right foot, or you come into that side plank. But really draw the belly in and up. That'll help strengthen and support your low back. Breathe through here. Feel the strength you have in your body. It's there. Your mind is focused on what you're doing. You're breathing. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, hands come down, knees come down, hips sink towards your heels. You can keep your arms out in front if you'd like this time. Maybe make some circles with the wrists, or just move your wrists around. With the palms down on the floor and the forearms and elbows down, you can pull your shoulders back. Let your forehead be down. If it doesn't touch the floor, you can stack your fists. Feel the space around your neck and shoulders. Relax. Let go of any gripping or tightening. Let it go. Take one more full breath in. And then as you exhale, come on up onto hands and knees. And then we're going to lower down onto forearms. So forearms are on the floor. Hands are going to be relaxed. We're going to step the right foot back and the left foot back. So you're in forearm plank. If this bothers your back, you can lift your hips a little higher, or knees can drop, tops of the feet drop. Push the tops of the feet down as if you're trying to lift your knees. You're not lifting your knees, but you're just trying to lift them up so that they're not pressing down so hard. Otherwise, toes are curled under. Shoulders are relaxed. You're able to move a little bit. Feel that. Pull that belly button in and up. And breathe. Feel free to close your eyes. So you have the strength here. You just need to dig deep and find it. Maybe it's not that available to you today, and that's okay. You need to drop down to your knees. But maybe it's there and you're really pushing through. Continue to breathe. Again, any tightness in the back, maybe you lift your hips a little higher. Pull the belly in a little bit more. Maybe you drop the knees. Don't let your hips sink any lower than your shoulders. Whew. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, drop the knees. Come up onto hands and knees. And we're going to come into a puppy pose. So it's just like child's pose, but the hips are staying over the knees. You're just going to walk your hands forward and just let your head drop down. It doesn't need to touch anything. Your ears are by your upper arms. Maybe you're dropping your chest a little bit down. This is a deep stretch in between the shoulder blades. Feel the length in your spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Feel free to move the head around to release any tension in the neck. And then we're going to come back up onto hands and knees. So walk your hands back a little bit. Okay, we're going to step your right foot forward up between your hands. We're going to keep the hips sinking low. So feel free to put your hands on blocks. You can have your fingertips on the floor. Hips are sinking down. The right knee is not passing your right ankle. Inhale, lift the chin, look forward. Exhale, tuck the chin and pull your hips back. The leg does not need to go straight. You don't have to go that far back. Inhale, hips drop forward, lift the chin. Exhale, pull the hips back, tuck the chin. One more time, just like that. Inhale, hips forward, chin lifts. And exhale, pull back. This time you're going to inhale forward. You're going to turn your toes to 2 o'clock. Left hand is going to be stable. Your right hand is going to come onto your right knee as you roll to the pinky side of your right foot. Feel your right hand just on your right inner thigh, right where your knee is. Peel your right shoulder back. You can look up, try to relax through the shoulders, through the neck. You're opening through the hip and the hip flexor to release the low back. So take a deep, full breath in here and a full breath out. Come back to center. Let the hips go back. Hand comes down. You're just going to pull your right foot back. So the knee comes down and switch. So the left foot comes forward. Hips drop way down. So you might need to scoot your right knee back. Framing your front foot. Feel free to have your hands on blocks. As you inhale, hips drop a little deeper. So tight quads and tight hip flexors can lead to a tight low back. So we're just trying to ease into the hips here. Lift the chin. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin, pull the hips back. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the chin. Exhale, pull back. Inhale one more time. Drop and lift. And exhale, pull back. Inhale, come forward. Turn your left toes to 10 o'clock. Roll to the pinky side of your left foot. Left hand comes on your left inner thigh or inner knee. Open through the chest, relax the shoulders. Breathe here. You're getting deep into the right hip and quad. Opening up the left hip. left hand comes down. Pull the left foot back. We're going to swing both feet around because you're on your knees. We're going to roll down onto your left hip. Send your feet around to the front. And you're going to make your way back down onto your back. So from being on your back, take a moment here and just check in with your low back. See what it's doing. Mine actually has a little arch. It's not on the floor. So what I want you to do is notice your back and then feel like there's a blueberry under your low back and you want to smush it down. So notice that tilt. That's that feeling of drawing your belly button to your rib cage that I was talking about. Like a zipper. You're trying to pull up a zipper right here. So keep that engagement. Feet are on the floor. Back is smushed into the blueberry. This is all engaged right here, right underneath the rib cage. Palms are down. With your back still in this angle, just lift the hips. So notice how little that is. That's an inhale of a lift. Exhale, drop the hips, but keep squishing the blueberry. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Keep the back smushing down. Keep the rib cage and the belly button towards each other. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We'll pause for a second. Actually take your hands. Put your thumbs on the bottom of your rib cage. And then let your fingers drop down to kind of where in line with your belly button. And then just guide the thumb and the fingers towards each other. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now relax the back. Notice it has a gentle arch. It does lift a little bit. That's the normal arch of your low back. We're going to draw one knee in and then the other. You might notice the back naturally drops down to the floor. Knees are going to go wide. You can stay right here or happy baby pose where you reach the outsides of your feet. Feel like the grape has moved, now it's a grape, it was a blueberry. Feel like the blueberry has moved down a little bit towards your tailbone and you want to smush that. So you kind of push your tailbone down into the floor. Lift your toes so they're going about 1 inch towards the wall behind you. Draw your knees down towards either side of your torso. Relax the shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more full breath in. And a full breath out. Let's slowly release the feet. Let them come down to the floor. And find a comfortable position to be in for Shavasana. So you can let the legs go out straight if you'd like. Any tension in your low back, feel free to bend the knees. Any tension in your neck and shoulders, place something underneath your head to kind of fill in the space underneath your neck. So close the eyes here. So during Shavasana today, I'm going to walk you through just a little exercise of how to process what you're feeling. We did it a little bit at the beginning of the practice, but now that we've had an hour to really release a lot of physical tension in the body, hopefully we'll see it's a little bit easier to lessen the intensity of the emotions that we're feeling. So bring to your mind's eye a thought that creates a feeling in the body. So the thought could be something worried about, something you're excited about, something that you're anxious about. Just bring that thought to your mind's eye and just say the sentence to yourself about what you're thinking. I'm going to use Vanessa as an example. I'm really worried about my son driving cross country. Just a thought. Then take a moment to notice where in the body you're feeling what you're feeling. So first notice what you're feeling. And for this example, it's anxiety or worry. But for your own practice, think about how you're feeling based on the thought you're having. And where is that feeling? And describe it to yourself. I'll use an example. When I feel anxious, I feel fluttery in my stomach. I feel heavy in the chest. I feel tight in my throat. Okay, feel those feelings and then just begin to breathe. Breathe in through the nose and out of the mouth. Breathing in and breathing out. So I'm going to fast forward about 5 minutes. So if you took about 5 minutes to sit with your breath and notice those feelings, hopefully you would notice that the intensity has just lessened. That we just processed the feeling. We didn't try to avoid it. We didn't try to change it and say, don't be silly. You shouldn't be feeling that. You feel it. It's normal. Process it through. And then change the thought a little bit. I'll use the example that we're using. I know my son can handle this road trip. He's smart and experienced. He'll make smart decisions, and I'm super excited to see him. And then you sit with those feelings. So just remember that our thoughts create our feelings motivate our actions. So if you're feeling those things, a nice action is to either take a break and breathe, practice yoga, go for a walk, eat healthy food, as opposed to an action such as drinking, overeating, medicating, etc. Start to deepen that breath. Bring some small movements back into the body. Move the hands and feet. And then take your time to slowly transition the body out of Shavasana so you can gently move. So take your time, maybe coming up to a comfortable seat. Maybe you're choosing to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer today. That's fine too. It's your practice. So whatever position you're in right now, let's take the right hand over the heart, the left hand over the right hand, and remember that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, but we are here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste. Thank you so much, my friends.